think that that 20. I don't know. I'm not even that sold on the 2023 class anymore. Like, if Gibbs doesn't come in, if Gibbs doesn't come in over 200, he's likely gonna fall. Like, we were talking about him and Bijan being the guy who could get first round draft capital, right? If say Gibbs weighs in at like 190 or something like that, again, I agree. I do think that Gibbs is special, but the only guys to do it are Eckler and Alvin Kamara, and that's two guys out of hundreds of running backs that have come in around that size that have not panned out.
Well, are we talking ever? Because like if you're like, we had a long discussion on Campus Life this week about like Devin Chain and some of these guys. Like these guys are the outliers of outliers, but they do happen every now and then. You had Jamal Charles, who was sub 200. CJ2K, I believe, was right around that weight as well. I believe Matt Forte, or not Matt Forte, LaShawn McCoy was around that weight. So they're you know, every 5 to 6 years, there is a guy that can come in and do it. Obviously, asking anybody to be LaShawn McCoy or Jamal Charles or CJ2K is an ask, but I don't think it's impossible. And I do think Gibbs is much more likely to be 205 than he is 195.
He's going to land in the Travis Etienne size bucket. And Travis Etienne, I think, weighed in at like... He weighed in like
he's going to beef up? He weighed 215, I think. He got boy.
Yeah, he weighed in pretty heavy and ran pretty slow based on what we expected. But I mean, I think Gibbs comes in... I think it's more probable he weighs like 205, 207 than it is sub 200. I'd be really surprised. He's already at 200 now. Give him a year in the Alabama conditioning program. Let him put on some like good weight. He'll get up to 205. And 205 for him, I think, is good enough.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to go first round though.
Okay, but even if he goes second round, so like let's just say Bijan goes first or early second. Same with Gibbs. Do we see Tucker going there? Because I kind of
no.
Okay,
no,
so do we see Tank going there
in the second round? Going there.
Okay, so that's 3 now. We've got 3. Who else? Is Kendall Milton doing that? Probably not. Is Blake Corum doing that? Probably not. Is Zach Charbonnet doing that? Probably not. Is Jason McClellan doing that? Probably not. I mean, all of a sudden, you're going down this... Well, yeah, I'm not asking Colin. I'm asking you. All of a sudden, you go down this list, and all these guys are suddenly not getting the draft capital we were talking about 2 years ago. Like, I understand running back is being faded a little bit, so even a fourth-round guy may matter. But I just don't see this class being what we were building it up to be 2 years ago, where all of a sudden it was like Bijan, Jameer, Tank, Zach Evans are all solid. Like, these guys are going to be NFL studs from day one. I do think that's kind of fading a little bit. If Tank goes out there and has a bad year, you're really talking about 3 guys maybe getting first and second day draft capital. And at least from all my stats friends, I'm told that's all that really matters when it comes to running backs. So then everybody else is going to be faded.
Well, I think it'll be an interesting discussion. Chris, do you have a last word on this before we move on here?
Yeah, I'm not going to go into the names, but I think there's a good chance that between day 1 and 2 that we have 4 to 5 running backs drafted next year. And I think it's probably the list you named. Probably all those players are on the list that you named. But I still think it's a really good class. I am a little skeptical of like the elite level class, but that's a topic for another show.